One thing that I realized in the crypto space is that people make the same mistake over and over again. So I think if you can get a chance to see where the landmines are, you can really protect yourself from making some of those mistakes that everyone else makes. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at some tweets from a Hex OG, Johnny Chaos. He has a thread that he released that I think is enlightening and really shows where some of these landmines are in the crypto space. And so we're going to discuss that. So he starts off by saying, Hex was released in 2019. Where are the victims? I don't mean troll accounts with avatars and less than 100 followers and traders that FOMO tops and sell bottoms. When has Hex ever stopped doing what it was programmed to do? FTX died, Celsius died. Some of us were here when Hex was being developed in 2017. It took 2 years. It changed, it evolved into the product it is today. As a result, the care and effort that was taken in development, modeling, testing, it seems like forever, then it finally released, right? So there, lesson number one, patience, right? One of the biggest problems people have is FOMO. You just want to buy something now, you want it now, but you've got to be patient. You've got to wait it out in many cases. And in this case, he's talking about waiting for Hex since 2017 to 2019, which is a long time. I remember thinking Hex will never launch. I remember thinking about just claiming my free coins and never buying any. Then I remember short-term staking, selling yield for pennies, right? So another lesson here, selling quick, selling too soon. You don't want to sell too soon because the price can pump harder than you think, right? It can always go a lot higher than you think. I remember selling yield at 1 Satoshi and buying at 2 Satoshi to double my bag. What I never did was exit. And this is another lesson here, right? Selling, you sell too early, then you have to end up buying at a higher price, right? And then you end up having less coins. That's another lesson, an important lesson here. I tell you what I have learned, nothing more. That's why I say watch coffees. Okay, yeah. And talks about how people complained about the OA, how people complained about the adoption amplifier. This was for Hex, that there was a lot of fun around it, right? My point is saying that 90% of people will absolutely throw away the opportunity they are being presented with. They will find reasons and justify excuses to totally screw up and not see the things through due to their impatience and lack of ability to see beyond a few months, right? Long-term thinking. This is another thing that I think is extremely important, guys. You've got to have a long-term perspective. Any short-term thinking, anything that I want to get rich next week, that kind of mentality will get you wrecked. That's another lesson right there. So this is actually a very rich thread with so much alpha. The same guy that believes Richard Hart is a bad guy think that they are Batman. You're quoting a 3-year-old tabloid detective, right? Where are the victims, right? Apparently, the alleged brother of Richard Hart claims to be a victim, right? If you haven't seen the video, we dropped a video a few days ago about that. But yeah, there's another lesson that I want to talk about here as well that is not here. Another thing is this, right? You got to understand these market cycles as well, because you don't want to sell too early, but at the same time, you do want to take profits at tops. The reason why you want to take profits at tops is that if you are headed into a bear market means that in the crypto space, you could have 2 years where you cannot sell any crypto. 2 years where it's all bearish, right? Like right now, if you take a look at the top for Hex was about 50 cents. And from that time, the price dipped, right? So there were still good selling opportunities there, but for the most part, from that 50 cents mark to now, there hasn't been really a good selling opportunity. So you can have a bear market of 2 years where you don't have time to sell. So the good thing is that you do need to take some profits along the way. However, you don't want to sell too soon. I think the best case scenario is to play the cycles, right? Like right now, if you're thinking that, okay, this is, I'm going to make it in the cycle, you got to be thinking about selling possibly 2024 or 2025. And as a rule, don't exit. Like what Johnny Chaos says, don't exit. Because one of the things that I discovered in crypto, right? You could say you have your position has grown. You started off with a small amount. Your position has grown to, let's say, for example, let's say you started with a few $100. Your position has grown to, say, 20 grand. And then you cash out everything. That's a bad idea. The better idea would be saying, okay, look, there's a lot of this money is profit, right? I only invested a few $100 and now I'm at 20K. I could take away 15 and leave 5 and never ever touch it. Because what happens in crypto is this, right? The little that you leave might be a small amount, but one day you could wake up and it's a huge amount. I've seen this happen many times where you leave what you think is dust, and then you wake up one day and that dust is worth a lot of money. So I think it's important for everyone to search out for alpha like this. Make sure you're subscribed. Search out for accounts like this on Twitter. Follow those accounts and learn as much as you can. Get in as much information as you can. This is mostly important for the new people, right? Now, even if you're an OG as well, you also want to learn from others, because at the end of the day, right, nobody knows everything. You want to learn from others so that you don't make the same mistake. And the mistakes that the mistake that he talks about making, selling Hex for 1 Satoshi and buying back at 2 Satoshi, I think a lot of people have made that same mistake. A mistake he doesn't talk about that a lot of people make is coin hopping. You hop from this coin, you go on to the next coin, you go to the next coin, you go to the next coin. That stuff is a losing strategy. If you find a winner, back that winner. Stay with that winner, right? That's the game. Now, obviously, this is not a comprehensive way of investing. There's other strategies you might want to think of. Diversification, in my view, is a good strategy. You might want to have, however, obviously you have your main portfolio, and then you have a trading portfolio where you can actually play with a little bit more higher risk stuff that has potential to have massive explosive gains as well. But that's for another day. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you again.